Here we go. Look, there's a Mien. Yeah, this looks like some shit. Mien is cool as fuck. Visually, Mien might be my favorite character in this game. Gameplay-wise, I have mixed opinions. From a footsie perspective, she's interesting as hell. But from like a technicality perspective, she's not so neat. I guess I'll click on this link. Oh lord, it's a fucking gun. She shoots you. Didn't kill. The dive kicks do chip, right? Oh, he did the fucking auto combo. You can't use an EX super with the auto combo unless you're already in EX mode. There's no way to change the auto combo at all. Oof. That's a really good start, though. I've seen a little bit of Jubei. He looks fun. Muy muy. That must have been really, really punishable. But nothing happened. This also is probably really, really punishable. EXDP super. Athena! Ikimasu! Roll in to point, or dash into point blank, then roll forward. MLG plays. Rock is some real shit, dude. Oh. Hit a combo, dude. We don't need no combos. Oh, we got a Rob. And a Kyo. You being cat? Oh no, that's what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. Remember 4 light normals into that? Robert ain't that much worse. I remember like mid Robert had like a frame perfect combo that had like I think 3 EX moves. Or like 2 EX moves and a really long period between them. But you had to be perfect or else your timer ran out. The timers are very deliberate. They did a good job with that. A lot of characters can get quite a bit more damage if they're like second or third position. Who actually blocked 6 down Bs in a row? Why is that safe? This Robert's good. Rio. Cannon-ass matchup. The parries. Do you get meter for that? Rio is pretty good as of 2.0. I don't know if he's good, but he got buffed a lot. I never saw him at all, like, prior to the big balance patch. But he caught some fat buffs. That probably should have been cancelled to super. That was a good bar to spend. Nah, he'll get a lot of health back anyway. And he can probably win pretty easily. Sports team wasn't in 2002? Are they only in 94 and like 98? Is that it? I love the running joke that the sports team get invited to every single KoF and they always have their invite stolen by whatever the new villainous team is. Aw. Kula. Antoinette. Apparently the invites are just mailed out. I don't know, dude. This cool outfit is cute. Not everyone has an alternate costume, right? It's like a pretty unusual... I think there aren't that many alternate costumes in the game. Non-universal mechanic. Kidash so edgy. It's literally the opposite. It's like supposed to be 3 black guys, and then it's a bunch of fucking Chinese people. USA Sports is 2 black guys. It's a pro boxer, a pro basketball player, and a pro football player. And if you wonder to yourself why on earth a pro basketball player would know how to fight, that's a pretty good question. Iori is a shit teammate, dude. Iori does not work well with others. He killed Vice and Mature too, although they were evil. Imagine being so fucking... Imagine being so antisocial the only people who hang around you are ghosts. Kyo combos are kinda tight. Is that an actual grab, his EX half circle back kick? Underrated 3D fighter ever. I guess I've got to click on this now. It's Bloody Roar. I don't know a damn thing about Bloody Roar. I know that... Isn't that the game where people can turn into animals? Eleven team is Kyo and Shingo. How'd that happen? Hey Kyo, I know I've been trying to kill you for a really long time, but let's put that behind us. I said 11 team. I thought Iori went into like a murderous rage when he was even around Kyo. Like just because of the fucking... the... blood ride or whatever. Xanadu is literally a prisoner from like a fucking prison to the best that I can tell. And he's just a fucking babbling crazy motherfucker. But everyone acts like the shit he says is like super intelligent. Even though it's literally like gibberish. No, literally the gag with him, from what I can tell, is that he's actually just insane, but everyone acts like he's a genius. And that he's like speaking ancient truths. Or like future truths or some shit. But it's literally just ramblings. I'm not an expert, but Xanadu seems to be the actual worst character in this game. I've barely seen any of him, and his damage seems to be way lower than every other character by far. And also his normals seem kinda bad. And maybe his special moves too? I can't tell. Because down D, I think, it's like a fucking upward kick thing. I remember that thing being kind of good. I remember looking at that and like playing with it. I don't remember like super well, but I remember playing with that and thinking this is actually a god anti-air. And I think you can just cancel it and link out of it, or like juggle out of it rather. His down C looks like booty. His normals, his like lights have such a really specific way of comboing. It has to be like down B or down A, stay in B. He looks stiff as hell. And I think his like stay in C has a hit of armor or something. If he has a mix-up, that's something. Missed the cancel. Chang and Choi both seem quite awful. That seems like a bad team. Chang and Choi have this unfortunate status of the fact that they're like legacy characters from a time when like they're literally legacy gimmick characters. They're like gimmick characters and it's okay because they've always been gimmick characters, you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess. Ooh, that cross-up jump down C. How to play Kyo. Hop J2C. And use that time to cover your next hop J2C. Congratulations, you're playing Kyo. And then maybe if you feel like it, you can do maybe some down B, down A, down forward D shit. I like the characters a lot. Oh, it went the wrong way. Nasty. Damn, we got the full spectrum. Now we just need someone to come in and say they hate the characters and the gameplay. Maybe someone to come in and say I have no strong opinion on the characters or the gameplay. Lights are so fucking busted in this game. It's okay because pretty much everyone's lights are equal strength, but it's just insane how ridiculously strong lights are. Is that really max damage? That's a really strange combo avenue. That almost stunned. The fast fucking projectile. I don't normally see even the non-EX version of that. I don't know how to feel of Shanae. His footsies look a little bit straightforward. His fucking damage looks really high. He's got some strong ass combos, especially his like anchor character. Like his 2-bar is just really weirdly strong. Hey, what up? Nice to see you here. Welcome. If you're gonna hang around my Twitch, make sure to scroll down and read the rules. Acquaint yourself very carefully with them, there aren't many. Throws. Looking Ken. Oh. A DP would have whiffed there for sure. Oh, it ended. Is this some Japanese? MBC2. This isn't the one I watched last time, is it? April 29th. That's not super recent. This looks like the last one. But then again, all Iron Man looks the same. How do I like look up whether I've watched this video before or not? This looks real familiar. I feel like this is the one I saw earlier. I feel like the guy who like was talking about functions got like super misinterpreted. But also he was saying some scummy shit just to defend his company. But I feel like I understand what he was trying to say and it makes sense. It's unfortunate if we can't have Magneto, but we have a character that if we have a character that does what Magneto does, it'll be alright. Was it? Was it Peter? I don't even know. I just know the quote. Combo Fiend. There you go. But he wasn't even saying like he wasn't even saying that yeah, I'd definitely seen this. He was in a tight spot. All he was trying to say, from what I can tell, is that like as long as the gameplay is like there. This is looking real familiar. Ill. That did a shit ton of damage to the assist too. He could probably chase this in and juggle. Nope, he missed it. Leaving Iron Man alive is dangerous. The roster is obviously Marvel's fault. We know about that. That's not even a secret. I can't even believe they got a few X-Men in the fucking in 3. It's like been a known thing that like Marvel really, really hates having X-Men characters in. There's a lot of hits. Trying to get a random hit in. Marvel's in like a really, really... Marvel like hates that X-Men did as well as it did when Fox were making their movies. So like they want everyone else to stop liking X-Men. And because of that, they're kind of like trying to prevent X-Men characters from being in a lot of their other media. That's like a known thing that they've been doing for a while. It's the long con. It's pretty shitty. Isn't there like an Inhumans movie coming out? I heard that the Inhumans are like the new X-Men. They're like supposed to, like the Marvel's really trying to push that the Inhumans will like basically be X-Men and like, you know, replace X-Men in everyone's heads. I'm really curious just because, you know, shit like this can lead to some really cool characters. Like this is how we stop having Wolverine and everything and start having like a new Wolverine. What's the release date on Inhumans? I'm kind of surprised it's Chris. They could honestly have a different Resident Evil character and identical gameplay, and everyone would be happy. I haven't played Resident Evil 7 yet, so I don't know if any characters come back. I imagine they do. I don't even know who you play as. I don't know a damn thing about Resident Evil 7. I'm guessing that, like, someone, like fucking Chris or Leon or fucking, I don't know, Rebecca Chambers shows up somewhere. I don't even know it's, like, last. I don't even know if it's, like, the most modern game or if it's, like, a prequel or something. No one returns. Well, shit. Polnareff. Kakyoin. Stands are nuts. This Hierophant Black looks pretty good. Super animations in this game are just perfect. Stand crush. So when you're getting hit and your stand is out, your stand takes damage too. And if you get stand crushed, then you can't play out your stand for a while. How many buttons is this game? It's like 5 buttons plus like a stand button or something, or 4 buttons plus a stand button. 3+ stand. Well. These Polnareff pokes. Reminder that Silver Chariot is literally the only stand in the entire JoJo body of work that does not have some kind of weird superpower. I don't even remember this guy. Is that a Lessie? And then whole horse. I think that's a Lessie. It's the guy who makes you young. I remember the axe. I don't remember the gun. I guess it can shoot swords. It can also make clocks out of a table. And fire. Wow. The Seeker just whiffed. Remember, a lot of people were wondering whether Magstorm Stamp would make it in Marvel 3, and then they got revealed really late. That being said, characters like Spider-Man and Wolverine were already in it. Is Spider-Man in MVCI? Is he confirmed? Alright, cool. If it's a Marvel game, I can't even like imagine a world that Spider-Man wouldn't make it. This is fucking young Joseph. He's like a bonus character, right? He's not even a Part 3 character. So what does his stand button do? I meant more bonus like cameo. Caesar. I saw someone really good playing the electric bitch. The magnetic bitch. And I was like, wow, this character looks really strong. And I think I found out after that that she's literally the worst character in the game. So this is like whole horse plus oh, the young whole horse. This is whole horse plus hanged man. J Gale. There's a whole horse plus Boingo too, right? Yeah. The very first time I ever saw any JoJo media, it was people playing this game on like 2DF or JJBA rather, and it was I think Jotaro versus Shadow Dio. But I think Shadow Dio's name doesn't. I don't even remember. Fuck. No one has names. But I remember trying to go on like the fucking Wikipedia and figure out who the fuck Shadow Dio was, and being surprised that I couldn't find anything on it, because Shadow Dio is not really a character per se. Jotaro's supposed to be really good, isn't he? I have one very important question. Can Jotaro stop time? Well. Alright, I have another very important question. Can Jotaro stop time during Dio's time stop? Time stop battles, yes! That's what I'm talking about. We got some Dio. That looked like a special intro. Dio versus Polnareff. Dude, look at the world. It's huge. Is the world actually that big? Dio's poses are just great. Muda muda. Oh, the armor came off. Makes him fast. In All-Star Battle, I think Polnareff has, yes, throwing knives. Polnareff has Ganejin. Tokyo Tamae. Muda 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 muda. So, Waldo. Well, then there's the Tokyo Tamae. Dude, the Emerald Splash. Never forget the Emerald Splash is literally so weak that you could use it inside someone's brain without hurting them. Did you guys notice that Emerald Splash literally did nothing at any point, anytime it was ever used? It is a really shitty attack, and it's like his main attack. Honestly, like, Kakyoin didn't really do anything. He was just along for the ride. He was absent for the entire second half. He had like that one fight right at the beginning against Jotaro where it's like, oh, I can control people. And then he like never does that again. That looked like an instant overhead. Remember the part where Kakyoin went to Egypt without telling his parents and then stayed there forever, if you know what I mean? She fed Death 13 baby shit. He did. Reminder that part 8 has been going on since like 2011 or some shit. Part 8's like... Part 8, if it keeps on going the way it is, it might be my favorite part. I like Gappy a lot. And I like Yasuho a lot. And I like the Higashikata family a lot. Never forget that Dio had many opportunities to kill Polnareff, but instead lifted at him and carried him downstairs repeatedly. That's the kind of guy Dio is. Dio's a guy who can kill you, but instead moves you downstairs. Just to psych you out. Gappy is the main villain in Part 8. I'd like to hear that theory. This is JoJo. Oh shit, what's the actual name of it? Marriage is the Future. This looks like a Darkstalkers game. A lot of stuff in this looks like it wants to be Darkstalkers. Or like a little bit anime. This is a literal anime game and it's really not that anime. There's push blocking. More typically seen in anime games. And pretty much everyone seems to be, to at least a very small degree, a doll character. This game looks pretty great. It's weird though because I can't really tell when people lose or regain control of their characters. Because of the way air tech flips seem to work. Oh, that's the prototype name for Stardust Crusaders? That stand. There it goes. Phantom Blood. Makes sense. Vampire. I'll give him that one. Battle Tendency. Kind of sketch. I guess that, like, the whole point is that Joseph is just a natural for fighting, to the point that he's so natural he can actually triumph against literal godmen. What's part 3? I just said it. Stardust Crusaders? Kind of sketch. Don't really think that makes any sense at all. They're going on a quest to the Middle East, so I get Crusader. That's good. Stardust? Star Platinum? The Star? I don't know. Diamond is unbreakable. Guess it's talking about Crazy Diamond. Sure. Star of the Joestar family. Yeah. 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 I'm down with that. Down with Stardust Crusaders. Vento Ario. I don't even really know what that's trying to say. Gold? Mario? Gold experience? Vento? It's like wind? Where's the wind come in? Okay, it's Italian, sure. I'll give him that one, I guess. I don't know wind. Yeah, I get wind, but like why? Why is it wind? Why is it golden wind? If I get the gold. What's 6? I'm drawing a blank on 6. I know the name of it. I'm just fucking up. Stone Free. Stone Ocean. There we go. Got it. And just as everyone tells me. Stone Ocean is just a slang name for a prison. There might be some deeper element of it, but I can't even say it's like a reference to Stone Free, because Stone Free is a reference to Stone Ocean. Ah, it just means golden shower. I get it now. That actually makes a lot of sense because Giorno drank piss. Then Steel Balron. That was the name that made the least sense to me, but now it's the name that makes the most sense. That one's just accurate. We got all the steel balls. And then the fucking, you know, the Steel Ball Run is the name of the race, because it's named after fucking Steven Steele. Dude, even if Giorno had his tooth drink piss, the fucking piss still touched his lips. What are we now, Jolyne? Okay, that makes no fucking sense to me. I don't know what the fuck a Jolyne is. Maybe it'll eventually make sense. I know that. That's pretty funny. Delian, derived from ancient Greek, Evangelion, Evangelion. I don't know how to say that in non-Japan speak. Well, that makes only barely more sense. I think when Hayato gets killed, I think Hayato never actually dies. That's the key. Hayato gets healed so fast that he doesn't have time to die. Like, all the cells in his body are still alive. They just get put back together. Josuke definitely had an opportunity to heal the Cinderella lady, though. He just didn't in time, because he's a dumb fuck. I guess he didn't even know who that was, right? I don't know if anyone knew who Cinderella was. I guess they got introduced to her at some point because of Koichi and Yukako. She was like one of 2 fatalities in like the whole fucking part. Not that many people died. Josuke's grandpa too, I guess. Kira killed a few randoms. I have not watched the live action movie for part 4. I like how Raimi's literally just a ghost story. One of my friends linked me a part 4 Dojin, starring Raimi and Rohan. Dude, the alien is actually the best character in the whole series. Like, top 2 characters, let me think. Top 3 characters in all of JoJo for me are like, number 3 probably like Polnareff or something. Number 2, part 7 Dio, and number 1, the Elamau. He was great. I like how they're literally just making up shit for him to have. It's like, if you're an alien, then where's your laser gun? And that's like, oh, it's on my ship. Like, he actually has one. Like, even if he's a real alien, like, he actually had a laser gun. That's so retarded. The alien was so, like, out there, even for JoJo. Oh, this is where Abdul and Polnareff fought. Use this knife to kill yourself. Man, what happened? Portraits just felt like they were getting better and better. And then something just snapped. Sakuteno Ken. We got some Darkstalk. I do want to see some Darkstalk. Some B-Sav. That's B-Sav. It's a little small, huh? I can make it a bit bigger. I probably could have made the previous one a bit bigger. Hut. Raptor has like really good movement and really good chains. And also really, really good normals. In a game where normals make you god. And also a lot of his shit is safe. That's his down medium kick, I think. That little slide. He's a little bit like a... he's like a sim, but without like the weaknesses. I'm literally impartial between Zabel and Raptor. That's like an actual grab if I recall. It's a DP down motion. There are JoJo US names. I only know everyone by their Japanese names. What's even different, if anything? Oh, that's right, they changed some fucking stand. They changed some stand names to licensing, right? So we get fucking Shining Diamond and shit. Animal Shop. Cool Ice. Is Part 3's anime like fully English translated now? I don't know how that's going. Is that already something that's happened? Dude, Anacaris is one of the coolest characters in this whole game. Man has no throw. Capcom would never make a character like that these days. Filthy Axe at a reasonable price. I know about that one. It's just D4C. They never explain what it stands for. In fact, I think they outright say that it doesn't stand for anything, or that, like, no one knows what it stands for, something like that. Valentine was a pretty great character. I had a lot of fun with him. Anacaris is like the actual sim. Really stiff-ass movement. Fucking dive kicks. Long-ass limbs. How did that not kill? How did he not just do a kill combo there? Polnareff's just a real last name, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's a musician, but it's just like a real last name. Yeah, Jean-Pierre is his first name. Jean-Pierre Eiffel. That's so shit. Tell me he has a fucking French accent, and I will laugh. I have a very important question for everyone. What language are they all speaking? If you say English, that makes some sense. Jotaro's mom is American. Or not American. Half English, half Italian, or something. But she speaks English. But then Kakyoin, how does he speak English? British accent for no reason. He is British, but he moved to America when he was young, I think. That is unblockable. If you get strung into it, oh, it dropped. That gas combos and restands. Sure, I can believe that in all his years, Avdol learned English at some point. Common language to speak. Same with Polnareff. Learn English in school. Maybe Calculine too. It's like foreseeable that they're all speaking English. But then Joseph comes to Japan in part 4 and like just talks with everyone super easily. No translating. Did he already know Japanese? Did he learn it at some point? It's a mystery. They did that in oh, that was nice. They did that in Metal Gear Solid 3. This is a really good super ES move. It's one of the best EX move. It's one of the best EX moves in the whole game. Honestly. Surprised he didn't cancel it. Oh, time over. That's why. Part 3, when someone tells, what's his face, tells Naked Snake his Russian is excellent. Yeah, it's Russian non-stop the whole game. No. You are not a snake, and I am not an ocelot. I am a Domska. No, that is not Solid Snake. I like doing a Snake voice a lot, but I don't know that many Snake quotes. Only just the really, really outlandish shit. Kasaka, civilian model. What did Jolyne do? She had some career that's brought up literally once. Real estate agent. I don't remember fucking Jolene's job. It's literally like a throwaway line. I like Jolyne part up until the time they escape the prison, and then it gets very weird. I've talked about this before. Here's my tier list. In prison, A+. Fighting Sea Moon, Mega A+. In prison, A. Fighting Sea Moon, A+. Snails, fucking giant question mark, but not a plus or a minus or anything. Not even a letter. Pursuit missed. Everything involved with Disney and like escaping the prison and fucking all these canon-ass characters. And like the fucking underground airplane, whatever bullshit. Another giant question mark, but this time a D-. And then what else? The World? No. Made in Heaven. B. I like it overall. Pop that balloon, bitch. Dude, even for like even for JoJo, part 6 is like part when they first escape the prison is weird as fuck. Oh, snails, D-. F. Everything regarding snails was retarded. Kitty Helper's looking pretty good. Punish. All dark forces have a recovery at the end, but you can cancel them early to choose where the recovery is. Hey. That's barely different, to be honest. Weather Report was like my favorite character. And then I feel like they wasted the fuck out of him. He should have been there till the end. I liked Anasui a lot. I liked Jolyne a lot. I thought Hermes was okay. Foo Fighters was just perfect. Foo Fighters might have actually been the best character in the whole part. Jotaro is good as a side character. Overall, part 6 had excellent characters. Jolyne was funny as fuck, honestly. Jolyne was a really, really funny character. That's like a combo into Delta Kick. Why is it called Delta Kick? Is it because she makes a triangle? Up and then towards? Pale Snake, is that White Snake? What is it for man? Sticky Fingers? The Sticky Fingers album actually had a zipper on it. That's the gag. White Snake was a pretty cool stand. I liked, what's his face? Pucci. He's pretty cool. Bucciarati was great. Bucciarati was like the best part of part 5. I didn't care about any of the protagonists. Naranzi was kind of cute in a way. Giorno was... He had some of the best fights. Guido was pretty useless. Mista. What's his face? Moody Blues guy. I liked him. What's the other guy? Fugo? The guy who just left. He's bounced. He's like, eh. Later. I don't have any opinion on him at all. But Bucciarati was great. Fugo shut up later when? I remember him just bouncing. He was like, hey, and then he left. And that was that. In a different manga? What? Mista was okay. He was just frustrating. He had like a very fair stand. Or it wasn't fair, it was busted. It's bullets. He should have been able to fuck up everyone. But it was frustrating because every single person he got matched against was immune to bullets. It's like, fuck off. So we just had to do some bullshit that didn't involve shooting them with a gun, which is his main power. Like, if Mista fought other people's villains, he would have won free. And if other people fought Mista's villains, they would have won free. Mista just got bad matchups the whole part. Smack. Is it kiss? Like smacking lips or something? The Sex Pistols were funny. Mista had a good banter with the Sex Pistols. They brought a lot of humor to the parts they were in. I need to reread part 5. It was really good. Remember that time that Bucciarati cut a man's head off and he didn't die? And they tortured him like that? And then later on Bucciarati was unraveling himself and he's like, I need to be careful not to unravel my heart or else I'll die. Anyone remember that? It's like, yeah, you can sever a man's fucking head from his heart. And he's fine. I actually liked Stone Free a lot. Stone Free felt like a more defined. Sticky Fingers wasn't even poorly defined. Sticky Fingers was like the only well-defined villain, or I mean stand, in all of Part 5. Like, you knew the full business with Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers was fair. It wasn't even that good of a stand. It was just like fucking Bucciarati was a genius. That's why Bucciarati was great as a character, is because it was him winning his fights and not his stand. And there was no bullshit about his stand. There was no ass pulls. Daddy deeds done dirt cheap. That's a good song. Never forget that every character in JoJo names their stand after music. Isn't that just kind of weird? You get this guy called like, you get this Japanese OCD murderer, and he's like, oh, I have this mysterious psychic power that allows me to blow shit up. I'm gonna name it after my favorite Queen song. Even when they made an entire chapter to explain how King Crimson worked, or I shouldn't say an entire chapter, an entire fight, where the fucking villain literally explains to himself how the fuck King Crimson works, I still didn't understand how the fuck King Crimson worked. That entire fight with Metallica was like, here's how King Crimson works. Nice. Using that excessive meter. Talmane's human form reminds me very strongly of one of the girls in Tenchi Muyo. I forget her name, Ryoko or something. I don't understand why he foresaw himself getting fucking scissors in his bloodstream or some bullshit. And now it's like, oh, you cannot prevent this. Because you foresaw it, it's forced to happen. And then from everyone else's perspective, it's like, oh, anything he foresees he can prevent from happening. It's like, what the fuck? What's the point of the fucking foreseeing thing? I don't get it. I seem to recall that Ryoko was best girl on Tenchi Muyo, but I don't remember why. The trick is they were all best girl. King Crimson is two stands, sort of. That's why he's got two heads. It's because the guy who owns him has a split personality. King Crimson is half a stand that lets you see 10 seconds in the future and half a stand that lets you erase time. Spice Girl named itself, but that doesn't seem to always happen. Epitaph is like a little stand within King Crimson. Spice Girl was a pretty good stand. And then they never ever brought it back. One fight. And it wasn't even a fight. It was more like a fight avoidance. That which is soft is more unbreakable than any diamond. Just get blown the fuck out. The Lilith is actually really cool to see. Like, timeout, this round was nuts. I want to see it again. It's not even over, but I want to see it again. The instant air, love whatever shot bullshit. The chains into Raging Demons. Dude, Made in Heaven was the most broken shit I've ever seen in anything. Made in Heaven was better than The Flash. That was cool. Lilith is cute. I want to bury my nose in those armpits. Body's ready. I'm using. Well. Dude, like, so many stands could just fuck up cars. Honestly, like, fucking what's-his-face? Boy Two Men could beat, like, almost any stand user. Cut in half. GG. I forgot if you kill with that, they stay cut in half. I'm rated, baby. Cream was straight up borderline stronger than the world. Like, he could have just stayed in the sphere forever and just flown it wherever the fuck he wanted to. He'd need to come out and look. Borderline invincible. Didn't even need to fucking eat because he was a vampire. Dude, Kira can send, what's his face? The second bomb. And just win like that after cars. Be free. You can't beat the second bomb. No one can. It's impossible. Cars would have to turn into some cold-ass animal or something. Dude, it'll just chase him forever. Like, yeah, it explodes, but then it keeps on exploding. Can't even fucking see sheer heart attack. Kira wouldn't even need to get close. You don't have to be close to use that stand. Cars would need a good understanding of how the stand works to know that he could fly to avoid it forever. He wouldn't necessarily know that Kira was coming. He wouldn't be able to see sheer heart attack if he did see Kira first. Well, Kios literally had the best stand in part 4 and he didn't use it like at all. He used it in like 2 fights. He used it badly against Josuke, and then he used it against, what's his face? Red Hot Chili Pepper, and that was that. Oh, he also literally had a better cream. Maybe not better. I think the most useless fighting stand is probably so I don't know. It'd be something in part 7. Sure, heart attack doesn't go away when it explodes, man. It can literally follow him forever. Heiya is actively useless, but it's not detrimental. I think the worst stand is probably like fucking Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick was what's his face? That guy's stand. The architect, I think. I think he was the guy who was shot with the arrow to spawn Cheap Trick. Then Cheap Trick killed him because Cheap Trick like wasn't bound to a person like most stands are. They say that every stand is perfectly suited to the person, so I have to wonder what the fuck the architect was like that was the perfectly suited stand for him. Shaft work, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Craft work, still don't know. Baby Bonnie Hood is kind of tight. Which dude? Must have fought a lot of dudes. Is that the one that fucking made everything dry? Fought on Vane. I remember White Album was fought in a car. I had to look these up. I don't remember them. Best place to start watching JoJo's. You can literally Google and find it. Who the fuck is this asshole? I vaguely remember this fight. Part 1 is called Phantom Blood, but you can just search JoJo Part 1. Part 1? I rewatched Part 1 recently. It's great. Part 1 is just great. I was very tense for the first 3 episodes of Part 1. Honestly, some of the best episodes of, like, everything. I didn't super care about Part 2. A lot of people seem to like Part 2 a lot, but I never really liked Hamon that much. But I like Part 1 for reasons unrelated to Hamon. In fact, my favorite episodes of Part 1 had no Hamon in them. Oh yeah, Fum 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 was the elevation-based one. That's the guy that got the hardest beating in the entire JoJo series. He got 7 pages full spread of him getting his ass kicked. Oh, that was Oasis. Never mind. Yeah, that was Helicopter Dude. 2 different guys right next to each other. Rolling Stones was a cool fucking stand. Don't bash Rolling Stone. That was like my favorite chapter in all Part 5. Sad. Yeah, I remember Part 8. I think I remember Fun Fun Fun. Weird stand. The Elevation 1 in Part 5 was like a decay stuff. Or something, you think? Holly stand is the actual most useless stand, it just kills you. They should have spent that fucking 50 days or whatever just teaching Holly how to fight. It's like you've got a fever because you don't know Kung Fu. So we're just gonna teach you Kung Fu. You're gonna lift weights for the next 50 days. A dog and also a baby. I don't understand why Holly's stand goes away, but like fucking Jotaro and Joseph just keep theirs. Maybe Holly just keeps her stand, but she like it's not going crazy anymore. Like she still theoretically has the stand abilities. Dio has Hermit Purple shit. I think there's an interview or something. It might be a fan theory. But there's a theory that Dio's Hermit Purple is Joseph's stand. I mean not Joseph, Jonathan's stand. And the Dio has 2 simultaneous stands. Because he's 2 simultaneous people. Okay, here's something I'm actually super unclear on. Does anyone know the answer to this? What's the difference between pre and post fusion um, soft and wet? What actually changed about it? It's got like an identical appearance and it seems to have identical powers. It's supposed to be part Killer Queen, but like what part? No, I haven't even gone back to Momon. I'm just talking JoJo. I'm watching Vampire Savior. I'm guessing that Soft and Wet has a bunch of unrevealed powers. That would seem really obvious. Or even that uh, Geppy might be able to summon Killer Queen as well. You can't see, but the health bars have flashing white parts. They're invisible because they flash at 30 hertz, and this is recorded at 30 hertz. Yeah, but Josefumi like pulled. He could separate things too. He could like pull. He pulled pepper out of his soup or whatever, his miso, his ramen. He could remove things from other things. And that's all Gappy's been doing, removing things from other things. Soft and Wet seems to be pretty broken, but we haven't really seen what it can do yet. I'm really curious to see what the hell Speed King can do. It looks like it's just heating shit up, but everything he's tried to heat up has been very, very tiny. And it's just like, what is this? We don't really know how Speed King works. If that half circle forward punches, hits an airborne opponent, it appears it just knocks down. You don't get the follow-ups. Yahoo map to give choices. I actually like that a lot, Yasuho. Her stand is cool. Paisley Parker, whatever. It's funny. GPS stand. Do you have a pursuit attack there? He had no meter. A lot of the time pursuit attacks seem to miss. I'm guessing they're guaranteed after certain attacks, and then it's based on like tech roll timing for other ones. I thought Wake Up was not something you had any control over in this game, but you might be able to tech roll on landing. I wonder if it's impossible to get a pursuit attack if they tech roll. It seems like pursuit attacks aren't unsafe if you go for them. What is stopping it from stealing your bones, dude? It stole all a cat's hair, but it didn't hurt the cat. I guess I can see that. No cons to pursuit attacks, and with them on purpose to stay in. People are going for them even when they're not guaranteed. Just because if they happen to hit, that's good, and if they don't happen to hit, that's also good. I like how Kibi's drooling in that little picture. We were just watching the Capcom JoJo game, which is why we're all talking about it. The Fool is a stand we didn't get to see that much. Okay, major plot hole in part 3. They distract Vanilla Ice by creating a sand Dio who talks to Vanilla Ice and is literally so perfect at imitating Dio that the only reason Vanilla Ice can tell it's a fake is because he's standing in a fucking lit up room. Okay? I'm reminded that that happened. You know who made that fucking image of Dio? It was fucking Iggy. One, how did Iggy know what Dio sounded like and how he talked? Two, how did Iggy know what the fuck Dio looked like? Like how? You trying to tell me, like, I get that they had a photograph of Dio, but you trying to tell me they showed that photograph of Dio to a fucking dog? Oh, it's important to know. It's important that Iggy knows what Dio looks like. And also knew how he, like, acted, and also knew how to speak English. Iggy can clearly use his power to speak English, and he never ever does. It's not even a good photograph of Dio. Iggy can just make sand out of nothing. So lack of sand, I don't think would stop him at all. Why doesn't Iggy just make a sand fucking person and use it to speak English to the other team? I really like watching Victor. Abdul has like a surprising power level, to be honest. We don't really see him really get beaten that much. He doesn't do that many fights, but like he wins almost every fight he's in. Including against Polnareff, who is shown to be quite strong. And he goes pretty well against Jotaro, who's literally broken tier. No victor decided against Jotaro. Abdul died to like the fucking literally most OP character in the whole part. And also like before even the reveal of that character, so it was like a sneak attack too. Yeah, and it wasn't even his fault, it was like Polnareff and Iggy's fault. Abdul's like, and he's like had his stand forever. Let's not forget about that. Like he's literally had his stand since like fucking birth or childhood or some shit. Whereas everyone else is relatively new to having stands. Yes, Polnareff has had his stand forever too. But I feel like it's worth mentioning that Abdul seems to be relatively intelligent and relatively dangerous. Abdul probably just caught him with fucking coffee treats or whatever. Just bought like a whole bunch of them using fucking Speedwagon money. Stands are naturally occurring in addition to the arrow. This is not brought up much. In fact, it might only be brought up with them. But there are characters who never had any interaction with the arrow or fucking whatever else that have stands. Dio had a, you don't see it, but Enya had a bow and an arrow. She gave most of those characters stands. Now, Anubis, he's not. Anubis has just been a stand forever. Anubis might actually be the oldest stand they revealed so far. Never forget that Christ is a canon character in the JoJo verse. And also he had a stand. You can't just use the arrow on yourself forever. Every time you use the arrow on you, it has a good chance of killing you, depending on whether you're capable of having another stand. I don't know if Dio is capable of having infinity stands. We only ever see 2 people get double arrowed in like the whole series. Technically, Dio already had the plan to create fucking the world over heaven in part 3. We never get to see it because he dies. But he was already fixing to make his stand better. And by better, I mean literally broken. World over heaven is like the fucking most broken stand in the whole body of work. Yeah, Cars is so cool. 同じタイプのスタンド. My Jotaro impression. I mean, technically speaking, the only reason Poochie creates fucking um, Made in Heaven is because Dio doesn't. So Dio creating fucking his stand prevents the world from literally being the universe from literally ending. I'm getting pretty tired and it's getting to be almost 5 a.m. I should go to bed soon. Literally by existing, Dio stops the world from being destroyed. Does Felicia have a projectile? I guess she does. I guess she's got the ball. One of her versions of the fucking ball is a projectile. Heaven's Door is pretty busted. What do you use meter on, sir? Is it just EX Hellcat or something? Rohan could have beat Cars free. Get him to look at a page. Oh yeah, her Dark Force is good, isn't it? Baby Bunny Hood's really neat. They're really good at that style of character. Characters have like really good approach, but then also are charge characters. So it's like you're cutting off your ability to use half your attacks to use the other half of your attacks. That little animation. That anti ODP. When you see a character in this game do low forward fireball. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go to bed after this match. Nope, that's it. Bedtime.